everybody. How's everybody doing tonight? Are you ready for an amazing 24 hours? Yeah. Well, it is so good to see so many familiar faces. My name is Marentic. I am the director of Ford Icons, and I have been out of the country for a few years. So many of you may remember me from the 2013 GT500 launch, and I had the opportunity to work with Carol and many of the team members on the 13 GT500, and now I'm back working with the team on this vehicle, and we cannot wait to share it with you. We think it's incredible. We think Carol would be incredibly proud of the vehicle, but what's important to us is to hear what you have to say about it. So tomorrow is going to be incredible. Buckle up. So we call what we do now the icon business. The icon business is made up, the heart of the icon business at Ford is Mustang. You can't tell people what an icon is. People tell you what an icon is. And after 55 years of Mustang, it definitely has that iconic status. So that is the group that I lead, and that includes the Ford GT, it includes the Raptor, it includes the Mustang, all the variants of Mustang, and when we launch the Bronco next year, it includes that as well. This is our Flying V. These are our iconic vehicles that we sell today. Had the opportunity to be in that Ford GT on Woodward Dream Cruise this year, which was incredible. We had a lot of eyeballs, we had a lot of honking, and it was a great time. You'll see that the Flying V is now flanked by our ST vehicles, the Edge ST and the Explorer ST. And this Flying V will be growing next year. But the heart of the icon business is the Mustang. And the Mustang business is strong. We've added over 113 new customers, 113,000 new customers to the Mustang business last year, and it is really a family. They are a part of our Mustang family, and tomorrow we are going to show you what the big dog does. Now, when we look at the Mustang business, the business is strong, the performance business is even stronger. Vehicles that we launched last year, the GT350R, the Bullet, were up actually 7% year over year. So that performance business is really working hard for us. We outsell our rivals. Mustang does 2-to-1 globally. When we talk about Mustang, you guys give it 3 times more coverage than any other Ford product. And you give it 2 times more coverage than all of our competitors. And Mustang is the #1 vehicle globally on social media. It has more Instagram posts than any other vehicle globally, over 12 million. And we are the #1 liked vehicle on Facebook. We can't even measure what Mustang does for the corporation. Now, great products are done by great teams. And this is the Ford Performance team that is bringing you the GT500 tomorrow. It's the right vehicle at the right time. It is the pinnacle pony, 760 horsepower, the 5.2 supercharged engine, and it is a complement to the incredible chassis. We hope that you will feel that tomorrow. Great products are also delivered by incredible partners. And when you develop a vehicle with the technology that we have in the GT500, having these strategic partners that are more than just partners help us bring this technology to market quicker, and also help us democratize it to other Mustangs and other vehicles in our portfolio. And those partners, and they'll be on the track tomorrow, are Michelin, Brembo, Tremec for the incredible DCT that you will drive tomorrow, Eaton, Recaro, and Carbon Revolution. Now I'm going to tell a quick story before I hand it over to Jim Owens. When we launched the 2013 GT500, Carol was in the hospital. And he couldn't stand that we were launching the product without him. We were in LA, and we got a phone call, and Carol says, "Amy, I gotta be there. The doctor said I can come, and you gotta come and get me." And so what did Jim Owens do? He went, he broke Carol out of the hospital, and that man was there for our reveal. And I hope, when he's looking down on us, that he looks at the 760 horsepower, and he says that this was his favorite Shelby yet. Jim Owens, Mustang Manager.
Well, thank you, Amy, and good evening and welcome. We cannot tell you how excited we are to have you here. For those of you who I've not met before, my name is Jim Owens, and I'm the Shelby and Mustang Marketing Manager. I've been working on Ford performance and racing vehicles since 1999, and I also spent 4 years from 2007 through 2011 working for Carroll Shelby directly. left Ford, came out here to Vegas and Gardena and worked with Carol and the team here and Gary Patterson, developing the cars and trucks from the post-title business. So it's good to see you all here, and I can't tell you how excited I am that you guys are going to be able to experience the Shelby GT500 tomorrow. So, as some of the folks have said, what we had here is an exceptional year for Mustang. Not only the 19 calendar year, but the 2020 model year. We started off by actually bringing down the house, bringing down the car from the roof at Cobo, the Shelby GT500, to launch that in January, and since then the news has just kept coming. We have 9 different performance models of the Mustang. A lot of people, a lot of the pictures that you see around here might remember the 60s fondly as that performance era. I'm telling you, there is no better time to be a performance enthusiast and no better time to be a performance enthusiast of Ford and for Mustang. If you think about it, here are the cars that we've come out with. Bullet, Shelby GT350, 350R, the high performance package, and now the Shelby GT500. If you think about the Bullet, 25% more global demand than what we forecasted for that car. And that car has a heritage from the chase scene in San Francisco. If you remember where it goes airborne off the top of the road in San Francisco, that Bullet has a character that drives people to the car globally. Now, we've updated the Shelby GT350 for the 19 model year. Carl and his engineering team have made that car better and evolve from 2015 through the 2020 model year. Some of you have actually done the media drive with the GT350. We just updated the GT350R for the 20 model year. While Carl and his team are developing the car, developing the GT500, they learned things with it during the development that we're able to translate into that GT350R so that we could continue to evolve that performance car. The high performance package Mustang. You know, when we launched the 05 Mustang, it had 4.6 liters for the GT and 300 horsepower. We just unveiled and is in dealerships now and drove with some of you in San Francisco a 2.3 liter high performance package Mustang that has 332 horsepower and 350 foot-pounds of torque. Performance is alive in the Mustang family. So if you think about it, we have been here for 55 years as the world's best-selling sports car consecutively for the last 4 years, and from 1964 through today, we have outsold everybody else in the muscle car segment. And these are the products that will do it. We are not only doing well for the road cars, we are doing extremely well on the track with Mustang. So we've had, with the new Mustang in the Monster Energy Series, we have had 8 wins already this year, and teams in the Mustang competing in the playoffs for NASCAR. And next year, that picture up there with the Ford Performance car is the new Mustang that we'll be running in the Xfinity Series. To top that off, we also have the Mustang in the NHRA Series, and it's driven by Bobby Tasker III, who has won 2 races this year and is competing again for a championship. So not only is Mustang doing great on the road with our customers, it is doing great on the track as well. So with that, what I'd like to do is introduce Carl Widmann so he can talk about the latest iteration of the Shelby GT500. Carl Widmann from Ford Performance. Carl?
Thanks, Tim. GT500. So you think about this car, we show it in smoke all the time. That's not really a smoke machine, that's actually the tires that burn up every time we do a photo session. So it's a great brand, right? You can see the GT500 is behind us, there's a huge legacy behind it, and what that stands for as being the best Mustang of the series, that straight line runner, that raw power, supercharged performance, you name it. So what the team at Ford Performance had to do is take a new twist on that, figure out how to focus and dedicate ourselves to a new version of the GT500. The GT500 that can turn, engage you on a track, outperform a 350R, and give a GT a run for its money. So for one picture, what I wanted to show that is the team that is totally dedicated to crafting an extraordinary vehicle is this. This is one of maybe 1,000 runs in aerodynamics CFD to figure out where the air is going to go, how to manage that budget, to go through all the heat exchangers, take out 230 kilowatts of energy, provide an exit for it so it doesn't create lift, so you have lift balance, and then create a spoiler on the back of it that can create up to 500 pounds of downforce. So when you're going on VIR at 150 miles an hour and you can't quite see where the turn's going, you know that vehicle is going to be planted. So that's teams going through all those details. In the analytical world, you're putting almost 10,000 miles of track usage on these vehicles to ensure that it is the best possible GT500 ever. So the heart and soul of it is the powertrain. So it's just a mere 760 horsepower on a 5.2 liter, almost 150 horsepower per liter. Pretty amazing to get that out of this. A lot of effort and blood, sweat, and tears to get every bit of power out of it. It is an engine that is based on the 5.2, but now it's a cross-plane crank. I think we saved the block and the exhaust manifolds off the GT350, and pretty much everything else had to be recreated. The reason for all that is, we talk about the 2.3 liter high performance. This little baby is a 2.65 high performance supercharger that is sitting on top of that 5.2 liter block. This is the power, the compression of that air to give us all that power that we're getting for 760 horsepower and 625 foot-pound of torque at 4,500 RPM. So Eaton, what we did with Eaton is to guarantee that we're getting the most efficient possible. We put the large grinder in essence at the bottom. So this is on the table over at the track, and I recommend you pick it up to get an idea of why putting that huge shaft on the bottom is important. Guarantee we've got the lowest CG possible, because again, what this car is about is engaging you on the track, doing that hardcore track performance. So we've actually put the heavy part on the bottom. And then when you go to all the details of it, this is the block and the oil pan, just two examples of all those details that go into making a car. So the block itself started out as a regular 5.2 liter, just an arc welded, plasma welded bore onto metal, guarantees that you get good heat transfer, all that good stuff. Hand built motor out of Romeo engine plant. We've had to increase the bolts lengths to get more strength out of it, ribbing, all that to guarantee we got strength. And then the pan's just an example of a little bit of legacy and a little bit of innovation. It's got side saddles on it. If anybody goes through any magazine, you'll see Shelby classic oil pans with the Shelby names kind of embossed on those side saddles. But it has that added innovation of we needed to guarantee that we had oil at the sump. What was great and challenging about it is every time we take the car to the track over those 10,000 miles, it kept going faster, creating higher Gs. This is actually the highest G capable Mustang we've ever done. And you look at the tires and the brakes and get a general sense of its total capability. So we had to make sure we had a way to keep the oil in the pan, and what the guys came up to, it's a little hinge system. So in essence, when you go one way, the hinge will close, guarantees the oil's at the sump. You go the other way, the hinge will open. So it's a kind of a neat innovation, kind of necessities and mother of invention, and they were able to figure out how to guarantee we always have oil in the bearings. The DCT is what gives you the ability to take all that torque and horsepower and put it to the wheels when you want it and how you want it. It's totally new from the ground up with our partners at Tremec. Again, each gear system is individually set up for the Supercharger to guarantee you've got the right torque at the wheels, and that in essence it can shift up to 80 milliseconds. So you think about 80 milliseconds. That's before you even finish depressing the clutch on a manual. So what that gives you the potential is when you're driving on a track, not only is it that fast, but we've got 5 different calibrations we can run it. So we can, on a track, guarantee that the calibration is going to select the gear that you want to drive as fast as Billy Johnson if you're that good. Because that's the person who we worked with to set up the automatic transmission. So we'd send Billy out, we'd play manual mode, and then in essence, the transmission calibrators had to guarantee when he went out in auto mode, it was very close to what he ran on that 4-mile track. So that's how we go about those details to guarantee we're getting the most out of this technology to give you something that transfers torque directly into the wheels and does it in the right gear you need. And then in drag strip mode, we can change those calibrations to give you the fastest possible shift with the most inertia so you can shoot down the straightaways in less than 11 seconds. Quarter mile. So we've made this vehicle fast, given a lot of grip. What always happens when we make the vehicles faster, we need bigger brakes. So you'll see the 500 set up on a set of 20-inch wheels, and that's to enable a 16.5-inch rotor. It is unsurpassed of any coupe in the world. For us, it guarantees that you always have the ability to stop at the end of the straightaway, so you can go deep into that corner before you turn, press those brakes, and get that decel instantaneously, repeatedly, and that is the reason why you'll see such a massive brake on this vehicle. Again, 25% more thermal energy than the 350, and it gives the vehicle a lot of presence when it's sitting still. So here are the numbers. We've always said mid 3 seconds 0 to 60, under 11 second quarter mile, and then kind of put it all together with the brakes, right? Few vehicles will be able to actually go to 100 and then stop from 100 in 10.6 seconds. So if you think about that and try to put it in distance, I think what we said is in essence, on the length of an aircraft carrier, you can go to 0 to 100, 100 to 0, and still be on the aircraft carrier. So it just gives you that impression of how fast it gets acceleration and how fast you can pull out the deceleration. Again, it's all around that essence of making this the best track Mustang we've ever had. Again, we bracketed against the 350R and the GT, and that is the place that this vehicle lives. So if you look at it and you take a real close look, you'll see we've basically flared out the front fender. It's actually the same distance as the rear fender to a pure Coke bottle. And that is to give us the room to stick in brand new Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's on the standard vehicle and Cup 2s on the carbon fiber track package. And that grip in the front is really key for us to actually hold that car in place as we come around the corner, transfer that torque, and then get out of that corner as soon as possible. So Michelin, as a great partnership, has given us new rubber for this to be tuned to the capabilities of this vehicle to get the most out of it. And so when you're on the track, you'll notice that tomorrow that you have grip that's pretty endless. So to get that large wheel and tire in, the unique suspension is designed, again, new multi-link, new trail suspension. It gives us more package for the 20-inch wheel and tire, which gives us a bigger tire patch, bigger brake. Again, it's all designed to work with that motor to transmission to get that vehicle around the corner as efficiently as possible. We've got a good partnership with BWI, who makes MagnaRide, and you guys have been on enough Mustang events since '18 when we made a lot of use of MagnaRide. We tune it totally different between the two tires, between the standard and the Cup tire, and it gives us a lot of capability, a lot of response to leave that vehicle as engaged and balanced, so we don't have to worry about tipping the nose. We can use that reaction time of 1,000 times per second to really hold that vehicle in place as we cut those corners. So a couple of key packages that are available on it. We have a handling package, which is on this vehicle, on the standard GT500. It comes with an aero kit, which is a splitter wicker, a new name for us, but it gives you a chance to actually put aero on it if you're on a different track, and a gurney flap off the back. So these are ways you can tune the car yourself with the rain tray, and it comes with an adjustable trot mount that gives you another little camber adjustment. So it gives the person who buys the car to have some tuning capability around it, but still have all the electronics in the car set up from the factory. And the big wing, the carbon fiber package, it's a subtle package. It is all exposed carbon. It starts with a Cup tire, tremendously grippy tire. We've gone from painted black to exposed carbon fiber wheel from Carbon Revolution. We match those up together, and to get the ultimate performance from that Cup 2, we've added a tremendous amount of aero capability with an adjustable wing. The airflow itself is what we use on the GT4 to get a lot of downforce in the Mustangs, and it does come with the standard splitter, wickers, and the adjustable top mounts, rear seat delete, Recaro, so it's set up as a true race car. And of course, any Mustang's about fun, so a technology package comes with a Shelby puddle lamp, and then because you're always on a Mustang that's as loud inside as outside, it comes with a 1,000-watt audio system from B&O. And with that, I'll turn it over to Jian for a closing.